Hello and welcome. Today's review is 7 Days to Die. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a comment down below. You're living in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. You have to scrounge around for supplies to build a base and survive as long as you can. This survival game gets harder as you level, so be prepared to live through every invasion coming your way. So let's get into it, shall we? The graphics in the game look good. They've put a lot of effort into the game's visual elements and it shows. The buildings in the game have been well designed and offer many different styles and sizes for you to choose from if you want to make one of them into your base. The game's physics work most of the time with exceptions to the rule. For an example, sometimes when you break a wall down and there is a beam on it, the beam won't fall off like the physics say they will. The game's water definitely needs some work, as the water can break and look messy. The zombies are fantastic, and there is a decent variety. The game could use more paint textures for more variety, but does a great job overall. When starting the game, there is a tutorial playing in the top right corner, giving you tasks to do so that you can get a start in the game. This needs some explanation though, or it needs further explanations, as when you get to the part where you build the wooden frame and then place it down and then need to upgrade it, they don't tell you how to upgrade the frame. You just need to magically know that. So it leads a lot of people to go and Google the information, so they need to do a better job at explaining things in the game as well, especially for newer players. The sounds in the game definitely make the game more immersive. Digging sounds different depending on the material you're digging. The same is true for cutting trees and wood, as well as salvaging different metal items, driving vehicles. It's fantastic. When you hear dogs or bears outside your door, your heart starts racing because you know, hey, there's a chance I'm going to die here. Especially when that bear grabs your ass, you're dead. The sounds the zombies make are really creepy and add to the nightmare fuel that is in the game. The vendors don't have many voice lines in the game, but some of them are funny, especially if you don't buy anything and just look through their goods. Other than that, the voice lines include zombies making their noises and your character grunting and huffing and puffing while running. The music in the game does a okayish job of setting the mood. It's mostly relaxed. At night, when a zombie is coming after you, it kind of changes tone. When the clock strikes 10 at night, the music becomes heavy, or there's a heavy tune that plays to let you know, hey, the zombies mean business now. They're going to run after you if you're outside. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, the tune becomes lighter to let you know, okay, the zombies have cooled down. They're not going to run anymore unless they are feral. So go out, explore, have fun, and blow some brains out. The gameplay, for the most part, is smooth. There are some issues though. While building stability is a great feature, it kind of makes you think twice about using some of the buildings as bases, due to some of them being rendered floating above the ground. So it kind of leaves you with a concern that your base might collapse at any time. And it also kind of limits which buildings you get to choose when you want to set up in the city. The crafting system is also good, though I think it can be improved upon. You can find weapon parts to build guns, but for some reason you can't find parts from stoves and microwaves and fridges to build your own. I would love to see these craftable. I'd love to see more craftable tools and weapons and crafting stations. The forge is another concern. Having a material that is smelted staying in the forge adds another problem. If the forge is picked up or destroyed by accident, then all that stuff is lost. There's no way of recovering it. The other problem I have with the forge is, if you have metal on you, you have to smelt it into the forge to be able to craft with it. So if you want to make a forged iron bar, then you have to put in the metal to to smelt in the forge to then craft the bar. I'd like to actually see that system change, where if you put the metal in, instead of it staying in the forge, it would craft a little ingot that you can then take out of the forge, so that if you need metal, you could put the ingot back in, craft with it, and take the ingot back out. So if something does happen to the forge, all your shit's okay. Another thing is getting stone and small stone from mining would be a lot better than just getting small stone and then putting it in the forge to make stone, which doesn't kind of make sense to me, because you'd think mining would give you stone and then have a crusher in the game where you put the stone in the crusher to get small stone, and then the small stone in the crusher to get sand. Another issue I found was randomly the vehicle I was driving would just disappear for no reason, whether it had loot on it or not. You park your bike outside, your 4x4, gyrocopter, a copter, whatever. You park it outside the building, you go in, you raid, kill a zombie, looting, exploring the place, trying to find hidden treasure. You come out and vehicle's gone. Like, where's my car? Is this GTA? Did someone steal it? It just disappears, and that's annoying because that can set you back hours. You know, if you spend 3 or 4 hours going from building to building, looting them, killing zombies, it's all that ammo wasted, all those materials that you found gone, all that work just up in smoke. Another issue I ran into were buildings started like phasing and disappearing and reappearing, and when I tried driving with my bike, I'd drive about 1 or 2 blocks forward and it would knock me back about 7, and then I glitched through the floor and fell down to bedrock, which gave me an achievement I honestly did not earn. So that's another issue I've got with the game. The controls are fairly straightforward in the game. You can go to the settings, you can see what they are if you're not sure, and you can change them so that you don't accidentally press a button to scrap something, because the buttons are set to WASD. So when you click on an item on your inventory, W usually opens up the mods window, A would repair it, D would drop it, and S would scrap it. So what I ended up doing was I moved my S to the minus key on the numpad, just to make sure that I didn't accidentally press it and scrap something that I needed. The system requirements for the game aren't too bad considering the visual elements that you find in the game. The minimum is Windows 7 or better, 64-bit, 2.4 GHz dual CPU, 8 GB of RAM, 2 GB of dedicated memory, DirectX 11, broadband internet connection, and 12 gigs of RAM. Recommended is Windows 7 or better, 64-bit, 3.0 GHz quad-core CPU or faster, 12 gigs of RAM, 4 GB dedicated memory, DirectX 11, broadband internet connection, and 12 GB of storage. The game is a lot of fun, but the bugs in it can be annoying and detract from a pleasant experience. The game is visually stunning and offers plenty to do with lots of zombies to kill and plenty of places to loot. The world looks good and can be randomly generated as well. The crafting system needs some work but shows a lot of potential. The most worrying thing for me though is that the game has been in early access for the last 8 years. I am excited however to see the changes the game makes, and I'm looking forward to seeing the game get a full release. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, comment and subscribe. It would really help me out. And have a good day. I'll see you again in the next one.